Did you say ultralight?
Ultralight. In this video, I'm sharing 10 pieces of ultralight backpacking gear that every backpacker should use. This is my show, gosh darn. I've been backpacking for over a decade, but I've always considered myself a traditional backpacker and not an ultralighter. But through the past year, I have actually found a lot of ultralight gear that helps me cut weight on my pack and not sacrifice on any of the comforts. And that's largely thanks to the folks at Garage Grown Gear who have really helped expand my horizons. So in this video, I'm gonna share 10 pieces of ultralight backpacking gear that have helped me cut nearly 4 pounds of weight in my pack. And if I'd known about them sooner, they also would have saved me about $300. The first piece of ultralight backpacking gear that I think every backpacker should use is the Thin Light Gossamer Gear sleeping pad and an ultralight sit pad. I have a tendency to worry about my sleeping pad getting punctured or being torn apart by animals. I actually had my sleeping pad mauled by a bear one time. And so for that reason, I have frequently carried a Z-Lite or a Nemo switchback style sleeping pad that's a closed cell foam with a little bit of additional insulation and protection from the ground. However, as light as closed cell foam sleeping pads are, they are still like fairly chunky, and they're definitely really heavy when the only thing I'm really using it for is like as a backup or a just in case. So I recently got this teeny tiny thin 1/8 of an inch sleeping pad from Gossamer Gear, and this is what I've been using instead of my Nemo switchback so that I have that extra layer of protection between my air sleeping pad and the ground.
When I'm lying on the high ground.
So let's move on to this thing, because I do think that these are both practical together. This little sit pad, it is cheap, it is super light, it is highly effective, and there's like literally no reason to not carry it everywhere. What I love is that I can lay out this Gossamer Gear Thin Light pad underneath my sleeping pad in my tent, and then I can still use this little sit pad to like sit on when I'm making my dinner. I can kneel on it outside of my tent. It gives me like a way to sort of lay some things out if I need to. And it's so tiny and it's so light that like I don't notice that extra 1 ounce in my pack. It also comes in a lot of different colors. So I think that if you wanna like have a sit pad for every occasion, you can. So imagine these like all stacked up in like a little like basket in your home, and someone comes over and you're like, oh, here's a glass of wine, and grab yourself a sit pad and pop a squat for our game of Never Have I Ever. Never mind.
What is this world
Forget
that you live in?
it.
I'll be sitting on the furniture.
Next, Ceanox soft-sided water bottles and a Sawyer filter with an adapter cap. This is a 1 liter soft-sided bottle, and it's totally collapsible. For me, this is just such an awesome way to carry a liter of water, easily grab it from my hip belt pocket to drink it, and kind of like monitor how much water I have with me. This is also a Ceanox water bag. This is the Vecto 2 liter water bag. It is super lightweight, and it's also really easy to fill at a water source. So this is a dirty water bag for me. I never have clean water in here. It's always just dirty, unfiltered water. And if I pull this little plastic thing off the top, I can then open up this wide mouth opening and then fill that up with dirty water. Now, I mentioned my Sawyer water filter. As much as I love this filter, it is kind of hard to get water from this bag through this filter and into this bottle because the opening is so small. So that is when I discovered this little thing. So this little piece of gear is a connector cap for the Sawyer Squeeze. The way that Sawyer recommends you use this is actually as a means to back flush your Sawyer Squeeze filter with a water bottle. It also works really, really well to turn your Sawyer water filter and your 2 Ceanox water bags into a gravity filter. And I'm gonna show you how. Imagine that this water bag is full of dirty water. What I then do is take my Sawyer Squeeze filter and I screw it onto the water bag with that connector cap on the top. And then I'll take my soft-sided bottle from Ceanox, I'll empty all of the air out of it, and then I will screw it onto the other end of the connector cap. Then I can basically flip this whole thing upside down, and the dirty water from the Ceanox 2 liter bag will flow through the Sawyer Squeeze filter and into my soft bottle, and I'll have clean water to drink. Ta-da! I am honestly shocked that more backpackers are not using this system for filtering your water.
Whenever I hear the term gravity filter, the first thing that comes to my head is like some sort of science fiction device. It's like, yes, Captain Voltron, we have turned on the gravity filter. We are now filtering gravity.
Next up, we have my trail runners and gaiters. It's just like dirt flying off of these. Whew, I got a little odorous. Trail runners are fantastic because they are so much lighter and more agile than traditional backpacking boots. One of the downsides of trail runners is that a lot of dirt and debris can get in through the low shoe, and that is where gaiters come in and help prevent that from happening. So the way that this gaiter works is there's a piece of Velcro sewn to the back of the gaiter, and that piece of Velcro connects to a piece of Velcro on the shoe. And then on the front of the gaiter, there is this reinforced fabric and a little hook attachment, and that hooks onto a metal loop on the front of your shoe, and it helps keep dirt and debris out. Plus they're cute, and they come in a lot of different like colors and styles, and you can just like make a statement. Boom. Wow, these shoes are really dirty.
Those have been used twice.
Next, we have my ultralight umbrella from 6 Moon Designs. This is a piece of ultralight backpacking gear that I never would have thought was ultralight until I got one and I used it. This umbrella is actually something that I carry on almost all of my backpacking trips now, and it is especially helpful on really sunny trips where I know I'm gonna need some protection from the sun. It's also really fantastic if like a flash storm comes through. You can use this like SWAT spider webs. It's really great for like pointing at stuff. You can also like open it up and use it as a like wind protection when you're cooking, or you can like hold it in front of you and like pee behind it and no one will see you. You could like pretend to be Gene Kelly from Singing in the Rain, or Mary Poppins. You could also pretend to be the Penguin from Batman.
Get the picture.
So many options. There are obviously some downsides to hiking with an umbrella. If you are certain that it's gonna be dumping rain on you, or if you're hiking in like cold weather, then I definitely don't think that an umbrella is that great. If you're hiking in like a really narrow trail, or if it's super windy, there's obviously a risk of this being turned inside out, or it just like brushing up against the sides of the trail, being hard to navigate with. But overall, for me, I have found that I am more happy than not to have this with me on a trip. Ultralight hiking umbrella, I love it. If you're still not convinced, you can check out the entire video that I did on this umbrella and why you should be using one. Next up, we have pack liner. This is a super lightweight 50-liter waterproof bag that has a roll top. I can essentially just take this pack liner and pack it full of all of my stuff that has to stay dry, and then load it into my backpack, regardless of whether my pack itself has gotten wet in the rain. Very, very practical. The first pack liner that I tried was a Nylofume pack liner, but I found that it was just not nearly durable enough. I tore a hole in it on a trip once, which meant that it was no longer waterproof, and I just found that it was like more hassle than help in terms of keeping the inside of my pack dry. So I got this pack liner from 6 Moon Designs. This pack liner is cheaper and lighter than any pack cover. Pretty amazing. It also comes in a variety of colors, which is cool. Pack liner. Every single backpacker should be using one of these. And this is coming from somebody who has frequently been like, pack covers are the way to go. I was wrong. Use a pack liner. Next up, we have my Apex Torrid jacket from Enlightened Equipment. I spent a lot of time over my years of backpacking trying a variety of different puffy or insulated jackets to try and find one that was great for every single backpacking trip that I went on. And ultimately, I could never find just one jacket that I absolutely loved until I found the Apex Torrid from Enlightened Equipment. The Apex Torrid is an ultralight synthetic jacket. This is actually lighter than and cheaper than the vast majority of ultralight down jackets, but I still find it to be almost as warm or even warmer than a lot of the jackets that I've tried in the past. It's so lightweight that like it doesn't really take up much space in my pack whatsoever, and it's not something that I'm like, oh man, I carried this all this way on this trip and I didn't use it. I never regret having it. Now obviously everyone's really different, so if you are mostly backpacking in super cold weather, you'll probably need something warmer than this. If you run really hot, you might want to get something lighter than this, but overall, I just feel like having one insulated puffy jacket that you can bring on every single backpacking trip is just a awesome and like kind of vital way to know what you're bringing in your pack, know how much your clothing and your layers are going to weigh, and always have something that can keep you warm. Apex Torrid jacket, my all-time favorite synthetic insulated jacket, and really like one of my favorite pieces of backpacking gear now. Next, we have this ultralight Dyneema stuff sack from Hartford Gear Co. If you are someone who really likes to organize and keep your gear in small bags when you're backpacking, then I think Dyneema or ultralight stuff sacks are far lighter than their standard like ditty bag nylon counterparts. It might not seem like something that is going to make a huge difference in your pack weight, but if you are using a variety of different stuff sacks to organize your gear, that is going to add up over time. So if you swap some of those bags out for a Dyneema or something ultralight, then you can start to cut down those ounces. This is the large bag, and for me, this is like the perfect size for my toiletries. I can fit soap in here and lotion, my toothbrush, like an extra washcloth, just like all of my toiletries fit in this little zip bag. Cool.
The light behind you is flickering in a very creepy way.
Oh.
Go, be gone, ghost!
We are down to our last 3 items on my list, and these 3 are some of my favorites on the list. Next up we have Bogler Co. Ultralight Trowel. Listen, it's a trowel. It is ultralight. Everybody poops. We should all carry a trowel. A lot of ultralight trowels suck. This one doesn't. I think it's one of the greatest pieces of gear ever. I love it. It feels nice to hold in your hand. It's got a pretty little color on the end. Even if you're going somewhere where you're not gonna have to dig a cat hole, you should still always bring a trowel.
You've sure come a long way from the first video we ever shot together.
Oh.
Well, you whipped out this honkin' plastic trowel that
Hell
you
yeah.
probably could dig the foundation of a building with.
You know what's funny is that trowel is currently in the front yard for gardening. Our second to last piece of gear on this list is the Parapack cap. That's right, I said cap. This is a hat. I think that the Parapack cap is so awesome because it is an ultralight, flexible, origami style hat that gives you sun protection when you need it without being heavy and like sweaty. Oh, plus this, look at that, that's fun. It's like a weapon.
We're fighting away what? When are you gonna fight away with that?
Bad vibes. It unbuckles, a little like snap on the brim, and then the hat itself opens up like this, and you have a cap with a little folded up brim for sun protection. Ta-da! So if I just put this on my head, tighten it, and then you're gonna grab the sides of the brim, pull it back towards the back of your head, and then pull all the fabric around the back. This is plenty of sun protection, helps keep the sun out of my eyes, keeps it off my face, and this hat is far lighter than any of my other baseball hats. So Parapack is awesome because it's very breathable, very lightweight. If you're curious, this is what it looks like backwards.
Oh, there you are.
Hello. Isn't that cute? Plus this color is called matcha. The final piece of backpacking gear on this list is dun, 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 my ultralight backpacking quilt from Enlightened Equipment. This is a new piece of gear for me, and it has just completely changed the way that I sleep at camp. This is the Revelation quilt, and it is a down quilt. That is a 20-degree quilt. Enlightened Equipment also makes a synthetic quilt that is only $200 and is still lighter than most sleeping bags, but gives you those benefits of being a quilt. Before I started backpacking with this quilt, I had fallen in love with a kind of spoon-shaped sleeping bag because I liked the ability to sort of like roll around in my sleeping bag. But once I tried sleeping with this quilt, what I realized is that this essentially had all the benefits of that spoon-shaped sleeping bag, plus it was lighter, plus it actually was warmer. A couple of benefits of using a quilt. The first thing is that this quilt actually straps to my sleeping pad, so you never have to worry about sliding off of your sleeping pad. Another benefit of the quilt is you can easily just like pop a leg out, which helps you kind of regulate your temperature. So if it's a really warm night and you have a quilt with you, you can actually just like stick your legs out or unbuckle the bottom of it from your sleeping pad and then just have like way more temperature regulation than you would get with a sleeping bag. So if you are like brand new to backpacking and you're looking for a sleep system that feels most like a bed, allows you to kind of roll over in your sleep system rather than with your entire sleeping bag, and you want something that's really versatile for like a variety of temperatures, then I absolutely think that a quilt is the way to go. The reason I saved the quilt for last is that this is probably the most surprising piece of ultralight backpacking gear that has made its way into my core kit. The realization that a quilt was so effective for me as a traditional backpacker made me realize that there's probably a lot of ultralight gear that traditional backpackers don't realize could be helping cut the weight on their pack. Good job, Enlightened Equipment. Golly, I love you. Now, there is one additional piece of gear that I would highly recommend if you are getting a quilt, and that is the hood. Don't laugh, okay? No laughing. No laughing aloud. This is the Apex Torrid hood. This is literally just a detached hood that you wear while using this quilt that provides the benefits of the hood on a mummy sleeping bag, but detached and kind of goofy looking. Should I put it on?
Yep.
Ta-da!
You just look like a backpacking nun.
I feel like I should be in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. We are knights of the round table, we dance when we are able. Something. It's crazy how loud it is in here. I feel like I don't need to explain this much further. I feel like if you look at this and you're like, yes, then you'll buy it. And if you look at it and you're like, absolutely not, then you won't buy it. I can't convince you otherwise. Goodbye, I love you. You smell so bad. Woo! That concludes the 10 pieces of ultralight backpacking gear that I think every single backpacker should be carrying. I'm never gonna become someone who is obsessed with the weight of every single piece of gear in my pack, but making these 10 swaps has allowed me to cut almost 4 pounds of weight from my pack. Overall, that just means that I am more comfortable when I am hiking while still being just as comfortable at camp. And ultimately, for me, backpacking is something that I do for fun. If you want to see all this gear in action rather than me just talking about it, I will actually be taking all of this stuff on a solo backpacking trip and filming a video about that. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss that video. And as always, I will see you outside. Bye! We're knights of the round table, we drink when we are able.